The much-anticipated Cosatu gathering. The three-day meeting is likely to pit Zwelinze Mavavi's supporters against his opponents. Worker-related issues, including the fight against e-tolls and labor brokers, are on the agenda, but many believe the Vavi saga will dominate deliberations. It's a crucial meeting. The federation leaders have not met since Zwelinze Mavavi's suspension. Since then, the fight to keep him in his position has gone to court. It's a development that is seen as a sign of deepening cracks within Cosatu. Some analysts say recent developments in the federation could mean a split is possible, but plans are underway to avert this. Sources within the federation say that former Cosatu Assistant General Secretary Sidney Mufamadi and other tripartite leaders are trying to broker peace.
Any opportunity by an outsider or someone who understands the federation to try to broker peace should be welcome. But I wonder what kind of a solution will come about at this point in time. Whether is there even an opportunity to come up with that area, just to identify the common vision and to say that despite everything else, we believe this is the position that we can take in the interest of everyone. I don't see that opportunity. With each and every day passing, you see the factions becoming more and more distant from each other, making it difficult to reach that point.
The three-day meeting will try to resolve federation issues here to avoid battling it out in the courts. It will also receive a report on the sale and purchase of Cosatu's old and new headquarters. In May, Cosatu appointed audit firm Sizwe Nzaluba Gobodo to probe allegations on financial impropriety against Vavi. He was at the helm of the transactions. Meanwhile, Vavi is expected to address NUSA's political school in Boksburg tomorrow. Yuli Sanjomela, SABC News, Johannesburg.
With him. Now, to take the story further, in studio is analyst Professor Stephen Friedman. Thank you very much for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you on the programme.
Oh, thank you, Peter.
All right, so this CSC is underway. Has Cosatu reached a critical turning point in your view with this meeting?
Well, it's not so much a critical turning point, Peter, as an attempt to actually avoid a really serious problem. And that problem would arise if Zwelinze Mavavi was fired. So I think that the reason you've seen Enoch Godongwana and Sidney Mufamadi there is that the ANC realizes that the consequence of a Cosatu split down the middle would be a big problem for the ANC, and I'm pretty convinced that the ANC is doing everything it can to encourage delegates to reach some kind of compromise.
What might they be able to resolve here? Is a resolution possible even?
Well, you see, they can't resolve the bigger problem right here. I mean, that's going to take ages. I mean, one of the things this meeting is supposed to do is look at a report by Petrus Mashishi, who's a veteran trade unionist, and Charles Newpin, who's a lawyer, which has really been looking at the bigger problem of how you actually deal with the divisions within Cosatu. Whatever that report says, it would take Cosatu quite a while to sort that out. What they need to do right now is avoid the kind of conflict and the kind of tension which threatens to split Cosatu apart. And that's certainly possible within the next couple of days.
All right, so you're saying that Cosatu could dissolve?
Well, not dissolve, but if you reach a situation, you see, the problem is that the number of unions calling for a special Congress is rising. Those unions who are calling for a special Congress are in effect saying, as your intro suggested, that look, these decisions are being taken by the General Secretaries and the Presidents. Let's take the decision with a vote of the ordinary membership, or with the delegates chosen by the ordinary membership. And if you go to that kind of vote, well, then you may well have a situation where some of the people who've been trying to remove Mr. Vavi feel uncomfortable. If you go with a vote to the Central Executive Committee, then the people who support Vavi are going to be uncomfortable. So if you go to a vote either way, you could quite seriously have a split in Cosatu, because one group is simply going to feel they don't belong there anymore.
Does this mean that Zwelinze Mavavi might survive this dismissal?
Yes. he may well survive because a large number of Cosatu members and Cosatu unionists, whatever he may or may not have done, believe that he's a victim of a political faction who want him out not because of what he's done, but because he's too independent and because he's too loud fighting for worker rights. As long as they see it that way, then removing Zwelinzima Vavi is very dangerous for Cosatu, and that's why he could well survive this.
Will there still be some court action, do you think, after this week?
I think it's unlikely. The talk coming out, I mean, Stuma Dlamini, who's the president, once again, as you said in your intro, he was beginning to talk this morning about, look, there's another way to do this, we can find a way to compromise. I think that the court action was brought in order to do this. The court action was brought to say, look, we need a compromise here. If you don't listen to us, we'll be forced to go to court. And I think that has been heard. If a political settlement is worked out in the next couple of days, you don't need to go to court. In fact, as I understand it, you don't even need an out-of-court settlement, because if the political deal is made at the meeting, then the action can simply be withdrawn.
And the ANC, they, as you said, have sent in some pretty big names here. They must be very concerned with the elections just around the corner.
They're absolutely very concerned, Peter. They have to be concerned. I mean, whatever Zwelinzima Vavi and Ivan Jim of NUMSA may have said publicly about the ANC knows how important it is to have Cosatu on its side during an election. And even if there's no split, the ANC knows how damaging it would be to the ANC to go into an election with Cosatu split down the middle by internal fighting. So it's no accident that senior ANC people are there. They're there to try to fix this so that a united Cosatu can support the ANC. Well, that certainly is their hope.
All right, Stephen Freeman, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for sharing your thoughts with us tonight.
Thank you.
All right, okay, let's take a look at what your thoughts have been on this particular story, and your tweets have been coming in at SABC News Online. One from Tamani, who says, I might not agree with him sometimes, but Zwelinzima Vavi must come back at Cosatu. We cannot lose such a great comrade. The ANC still needs him. Kaye Nkwanyana says, I wish I was still a trade union movement. Cosatu, these are trying times for the Federation. I wonder what will emerge from that CEC. And Batwandwa says, I'm waiting to hear what will happen in Cosatu House. And Zwelinzima Vavi right at the end says, me and my dear friend, with a picture there of Zwelinzima Vavi and Gwedeman Tashe. Andy Sandova says, I smell deja vu vibes if Zwelinzima Vavi does not stop speaking at rallies and to the media whilst his case is still under investigation.